And a pleasant good afternoon. It is 5:03 in the desert with Marie. I'm Daniel. Welcome to another brand spanking new edition of Rock and Roll 101. This time around, we go north of the 49th parallel. And you talk about good tunes, eh? Canada rocks this time on Rock and Roll 101. And we will. Have you found your voice there yet?
You know what I think? I have. Hold on.
It's there somewhere.
Did I find it?
No.
I still haven't found it. All right. Well, that's all right. Let's go ahead and get started with your first song here, Daniel.
Okay. We go to 1982, SCTV, Bob and Doug McKenzie with their special guest, Geddy Lee of Rush.
That's not the right one.
No.
Let's try that again.
I'll start that filter.
Okay, now be real nice to him, eh?
Okay.
Okay. This is the hit single section of our album.
Good Day.
Good Day. Geddy Lee is here from Rush. Hi, Geddy. I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug.
How's it going, Geddy?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Good day, eh?
Good day. Good day. Thanks for coming down to do our hit.
Well, it's my pleasure, eh?
Did our lawyer call you?
Yeah. $10 is $10.
We were. I hope you don't mind, but there's a photographer that's going to be taking pictures of us together to prove that you were here doing the record.
In case people don't believe us.
Yeah.
How come he's not wearing a toque?
Oh, he's not from the Great White North,
Yeah.
eh?
Okay, so if you'd like to put on a toque and some headphones, we can do the hit single now.
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Do you have the lyric sheet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I memorized them.
Oh, great. Beauty.
How did you do that so fast?
I'm a professional, eh?
We'll just sit over here like while you're singing, eh?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Good luck, eh?
Good luck.
Okay. This is where the DJ talks. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Oh, beauty, go. Okay. Good day. Welcome to our single. I'm Bob McKenzie, and this is my brother Doug.
How's it going, eh?
Beauty, eh?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. This record was my idea.
Get out.
It was.
You're lying.
Hosehead here just sort of rid on my coattails.
Why are you doing this? It was our idea together, eh?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
We agreed to say that, but take off.
Take off to the great white north. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great white north.
Decent singing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so good day. Our topic today is music.
That's right, like, because my brother and I are now experts in the field,
Yeah,
eh?
right, because we're a band now. And,
Well,
so,
except for him. I'm a band.
oh, how can you do that? Making me look bad. You're such a hose hand.
Yeah, well, take off.
Take off to the great white north. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great white north.
Hey, hose hand.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, listen to this what's coming. You know what it is?
What?
It's a drum solo.
Okay, everyone, like, this is me on the drums,
Oh,
eh?
get out. It is not. You're
It is
lying.
so.
Stop
I
lying,
learned.
will you?
Take off, eh?
Oh,
Take off to the great white north. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off to the great white north. Take off. It's a beauty way to go. Take off.
beauty, eh?
Like magic, eh? It's
Yeah.
coming in.
Well, that's like...
It's like it was sung by angels.
Hey, hosehead.
Yeah, what?
Guess what? What? It's over.
Take off. That can't be.
It is, yeah, it is. Because, hit records are short.
No way.
Yeah, they're not that long. Okay, so that's our topic for today. So, good day.
Good day.
Hey, you guys.
What?
Take off.
Hey, no! Hey, don't go!
No, come back, eh?
Oh, look what you did. Everybody's going because of you.
Come back. I won't let him do it again.
Yeah, my fault was
Yeah, your fault.
You're such a hoser.
There's no way I'll ever do another record with you, hoser.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do a solo album.
Fine, and you'll be looking for me
Yeah,
like
I will
on
not.
another label.
Oh, now everybody's gone. Good
So,
day.
Good day.
So, like, take off to the great white north.
Beauty.
Take off. It's a beauty way to go.
Jeez.
Take off, you hosers.
Hey, Getty, we like to thank you for coming on the album and singing on the hit single.
Well, it was my pleasure, eh? Like, I wish you guys, like, lots of success and everything.
Beauty. Thanks
Thanks a
Eddie.
lot, eh?
That's great.
You're welcome.
Okay. Like, if we do another one, maybe you could do it.
Well, slow down, eh?
Okay. One at a time, right?
Don't
Okay.
push the guy.
Yeah,
eh?
okay. Sorry. But, you know, like, thanks for this one.
Thank you,
No,
and
no sweat.
Yeah.
good day.
Good day.
Okay.
Top 20, 1982. And now
I-
you will not find Doug and Bob McKenzie in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but you will find Geddy Lee there as he and his bandmates Rush finally made it.
Ah, gotcha. Well, that's where they got the Wayne's World thing from, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, although Wayne's World came from Saturday Night Live, this came from SCTV.
Oh, okay.
You were probably out clubbing when SCTV.
I'm sure I was.
I have a feeling you missed it.
I did.
It's Canadian rock this time around on Rock and Roll 101, and we've got some familiar names, some not quite so familiar. In some cases, I think you might know the song when you hear it, and if you don't, well, that's why this is an educational
That's
show.
right. That's right.
Now, here, for example, the Diamonds. Now, this is a cover. We played the original version of this a couple of months back, and it's Little Darlin' and the Diamonds. They came out of Toronto. This was the number 3 song for the year of 1957. So we got, and the Diamonds, when they recorded this, they were actually kind of poking fun at doo-wop. They had no idea that they found a whole new audience.
Oh, no kidding.
So here's the Diamonds and their cover, Little Darlin' on Rock and Roll 101.
Little darling, oh, little darling, oh, well, are you my lover? I was wrong to try to love you, no, well, that my lover was just for you.
My darling, I need you to call my own and never do wrong, to hold in mind your little hand. I'll know too soon that all is so grand. Please hold my hand.
My dear, I was wrong to try to love her too. Oh, well, that my lover was just for you.
Cha-cha-cha.
Cha-cha-cha.
The
That's a
Diamond.
great ending.
It is. Very inspired. Well, and if you thought that's all we have from Canadian doo-wop, you're wrong. We now head a little further north up to Montreal, and from 1960. Yeah. This mid-charted here in the States. Huge. It was a huge #1 hit up in Canada. The Beaumarks, Clap Your Hands.
Oh, clap your hands, clap your hands. Oh, clap your hands if you can. You got the rhythm in your feet. Now clap your hands to get the beat. Clap your hands, clap your hands. You danced the bop and done the stroll. The kind of rock is getting old. Now clap your hands right through listen close. This is the dance that is the most. Oh, face to face, you gotta stand and get the big beat from the band. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Beat, you're in the groove. Now grab your kick and start to move. This isn't just a rock and roll. This is a dance for young and old. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Don't go away. Let's get together once again. This is the way to make a plan. Oh, if you're ever feeling blue, this is the price I give to you.
And I'll have you know that came directly from my original Canadian Press 45.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
It sounded good.
Well, I told you before I took our little sabbatical, I was going to peel the dust off a few items.
And you did, huh?
Literally. You had to use a shop vac on that one.
You had plenty of time to do it, too.
Yes. Had a good break. I know you did, too. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And I want to wish a happy Mother's Day out there to all the moms listening today.
Yeah, for the moms listening, this show's for you.
Right.
You don't have to be from Canada, just the thought.
There you go.
Have a great Mom's Day if you haven't already. Now, we go from Montreal to Ottawa, the capital city of Canada.
Oh, okay.
And a young man who, the old story about this song is that Paul Anka wrote this about his babysitter. That's not true. Just an older woman he happened to dig.
Ah, okay.
Nothing more than that. And in fact, he saw her at church and never really knew her, but she must have left an impression because her influence started a career for Paul Anka.
I'm so young and you're so old. This, my darling, I've been told. I don't care just what they say, 'cause forever I will pray. You and I will be as free as the birds up in the trees. Oh, please stay by me, Diana. Thrills I get when you hold me close. Oh, my darling, you're the most. I love you, but do you love me? Oh, Diana, can't you see? I love you with all my heart, and I hope we will never part. Oh, please stay with me, Diana. Oh, my darling, oh, my lover, tell me that there is no other. I love you with my heart. Only you can take my heart. Only you can tear it apart. When you hold me in your loving arms, I can feel you giving all your charms. Hold me, darling, hold me tight. Squeeze me, baby, with all your might. Oh, please stay by me, Diana. Oh, please, Diana.
He was 16 years old when he recorded that.
Wow.
And he was one of the first of the true singer-songwriters of the rock and roll era.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's Paul Anka. and his first number one, Diana. Now we go to Port Arthur, Ontario, 1962, and this fellow had marginal hits stateside, not much, but north of the border, big stuff there in the early to mid 60s. Bobby Curtola is his name. Check this out. This is Aladdin.
Strange, exciting dream last night. I was a wanderer with no love inside. When all at once I saw his magic light, Aladdin standing there. He asked me if I had a wish to lay. I thought of you and knew the wish I'd take. He rubbed his lamp and then he said, away, Aladdin, I'm on my way. I've come to tell you all my love. He said that you care too. Now when you're wrong, I know he's right. He made it all come true. I'd like to meet him in a dream tonight and give our thanks for showing me the light. I'd like to tell him he was oh so right. Aladdin, now she's mine. I've come to tell you all my love. He said that you care too. Now when you're right, I know he's right. He made it all come true. I'd like to meet him in a dream tonight and give our thanks for showing me the light. I'd like to tell him he was oh so right. Aladdin, now she's mine.
I have no idea who the female counter vocal is there. Probably one of the secretaries in the office looking for some easy side money.
Oh, she did a good job. So did he
Excellent.
do any other stuff? Because that name sounds familiar.
Well, I have played a song of his on the Back to School show called Three Rows Over.
Okay.
And I may have played one other song of his. He had like a good half a dozen bigger hits in Canada, 3 so-so hits here stateside. We'll hear from him again, I know. But he still tours, by the way.
Really?
Still plays every once in a while up there. Still, people in Canada have a very much an appreciation for Bobby Curtola.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now we go to Shirley Matthews. Now, she's from Toronto. Or at least it was out of the Toronto scene that she emerged in 1963. And she was really more of a jazz and blues singer and really didn't have any pop aspirations. But when she signed with Atlantic Records, they felt otherwise. And so this was her one biggest hit, and you'll find it on some girl group compilations. I think I've played this before. Interesting lady, Shirley Matthews, Big Town Boy.
Someday you're gonna be a big town boy. I jokes and know it's true. I'll be proud of you. You'll be a big man. Someday you're gonna hold your head up high when you walk the street. Everyone you meet will call you
That's Shirley Matthews and the Big Town Girls.
Is she still around?
No.
No?
That's just what I was going to get to. She got out of the business entirely by the late 60s, and she was always into fitness and such, and somehow found her way into becoming the CEO for a chain of racquetball fitness centers across Canada.
Oh.
And she passed away in January of this year. And in the 3 obituaries that I found online, I don't know how bitter she was about the music biz when she got out, but there's no mention of her music part of her life at all.
Wow.
Not one word.
That's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I found that interesting. That was Shirley Matthews from the One and Done file north of the border, and that's what we're doing this time around on Rock and Roll 101 on KQCK. It's Canadian rock and roll. And this time, now we head west. Now we go to a little closer to my stomping grounds. We go to Winnipeg, Manitoba, and a young up-and-coming group called Chad Allen and the Expressions.
Chills all over me. Quivers down my backbone. I got the shakes in my thigh bone. I got the shivers in my knee bone. Shaking all over. Shaking all over. Shaking all over. Well, you make me shake and I like it, baby. You make me shake and I like it, baby. Oh, shake, 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 oh, shake, shake.
That is Chad Allen and the Expressions from Winnipeg. And now here's this I thought was interesting. When it was released in the U.S. on Scepter Records, they didn't use the name Chad Allen and the Expressions. They just put the group was titled simply Guess Who with a question mark.
Oh, really?
Well, this is the origin of the Guess Who.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
Burton Cummings joined about a year after this came out, and by 1969 they were having hits like No Time, Undone, and let's see, These Eyes, and all that, all of that. Well, by 1970. Randy Bachman decided it was time to look for other things to do. And this is one of the last singles that Randy had any input on from his first stint with the Guess Who. This is No Sugar Tonight, New Mother Nature, the full LP version. The Guess Who on Rock and Roll 101.
say. She hasn't got the faith or the guts to leave him when they're standing in each other's way. You're tripping back now to places you've been to. You wonder what you're gonna find. You know you've been wrong, but it won't be long before you leave him all far behind. 'Cause it's the new Mother Nature taking over. It's the new splendid lady come to call. It's the new Mother Nature taking over. She's getting us all. She's getting us all. Chocolate said no when I came back last time. It's looking like I lost a friend. No use calling 'cause the sky is falling and I'm getting pretty near the end. A smoke-filled room in a corner basement. The situation must be right. A bag of goodies and a bottle of wine. We're gonna get it on right tonight. 'Cause it's the new Mother Nature taking over. It's the new splendid lady come to call. It's the new Mother Nature taking over. She's getting us all. She's getting us all. Lonely feeling says yes, and I believe inside the things I say. Find the corner. She hasn't got the faith or the guts to leave them when they're standing in each other's way. Silent footsteps out to places you've been to. You wonder what you're gonna find. Sudden darkness. You know you've been wrong, and it won't be long before you leave them all far behind. 'Cause it's the new Mother Nature taking over. It's the new splendid lady come to call. It's the new Mother Nature taking over. She's getting us all. She's getting us all.
Oh, for what it's worth, the No Sugar Tonight portion of that medley,
Right.
you'll find it on the B side of American Woman,
Ah,
without the rest.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen them several times at Encantera.
Okay.
They've been out.
Yeah,
And-
great show.
Oh, really good show. And the singer, the lead singer now, the blonde fellow with the long blonde hair.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. Do you know who
No.
it is that replaced?
Burton Cummings?
Yeah.
No, I don't know who
No,
that
he's
is.
pretty good. He's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
I had a chance to see the Guess Who before they splintered up again.
Oh.
This was back in 01 when I was still in Sacramento, and they played the Sacramento Auditorium, historic building on J Street, and they were the closing act. Joe Cocker opened for them.
Oh, no kidding.
That was a great night of tunes.
Wow.
And one of the neat things was that lineup of the Guess Who, it was Gary Peterson, the drummer, and one of the original guitarists, along with Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman. They didn't just play the Guess Who stuff. They also played Well Shaken All Over. They opened with that. I think,
did they?
I think I was one of 5 people in the building that knew what they were doing. But they also played some BTO stuff.
Really?
Yes, they did.
That's awesome.
Now, I mentioned that Randy Bachman left the group 1970 and went and formed a group called Brave Belt that didn't do much, but that evolved into what we came to know as Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Ah.
And
Or BTO.
or
as people know.
BTO.
Yeah.
Let It Ride was their first big one.
You can't see the morning, but I can see the light. Try to let it ride. Well, you've been out running, I've been waiting half the night. Try to let it ride. And would you cry if I told you that I'm lying? And would you say goodbye? Or would you let it ride? And would you cry if I told you that I'm lying? And would you say goodbye? Or would you let it ride? Would you let it ride? Yeah, would you let it ride? Try, try, try to let it ride. 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 Would you let it ride? Would you let it ride? Would you let it ride? Would you let it ride?
BTO on Rock and Roll 101. Now we go from Winnipeg in the heartland back. We head back east again, back over to Ottawa, and you remember the Staccatos, right? I didn't think so.
No.
It's Les Emerson's first group, the Staccatos. They had 4 fairly big hits in Canada. This was the biggest one. Half Past Midnight. A little switch on the Cinderella Story on Rock and Roll 101.
It's half past midnight, going on tomorrow. Baby, can you stay a while? On small moonlight, coming to my window, and you're no longer just a child. When midnight comes, you're just like Cinderella. Though the night is just begun, I looked at my watch, but I didn't want to tell you. I knew that you were Cinderella. Every time you say it's late, even though night is young, must go, can't stay. It's half past midnight, going on tomorrow. Baby, can you stay a while? Just like small moonlight, coming through my window, and you're no longer just a child. Same thing every time, park on the wall drive. You say, even though night is young, must go, can't stay.
Well, that's the Staccatos from 1967. I mentioned Les Emerson. That was one of his first big band, and then they had like a couple of personnel changes, and by 1970 they kind of overhauled the sound. And when they reemerged, they decided on a new name. And one of the band members said that since we're a 5-man electrical band, let's go with that.
Really?
So here's what they switched to.
Oh my gosh.
the sign said long-haired freaky people need not apply. So I tucked my hair up under my hat and I went in to ask him why. He said, you look like a fine, upstanding young man. I think you do. So I took off my hat. I said, imagine that, me working for you. Whoa, sign, sign, everywhere a sign, blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign? Anybody caught trespassing would be shot on sight. So I jumped on the fence and I yelled at the house, hey, what gives you the right to put up a fence to keep me out or to keep Mother Nature in? If God was here, he'd tell you to your face, man, you're some kind of sinner. Sign, sign, everywhere a sign, blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that, can't you read the sign?
Now you, mister, can't you read? You got to have a certain time to get a seat.
You can't even watch, no, you can't eat.
You ain't supposed to be here.
Sign said you got to have a membership card to get inside. And the sign said everybody welcome, come in, kneel down and pray. But when they passed around the plate at the end of it all, I didn't have a penny to pay. So I got me a pen and a paper, and I made up my own little sign. I said, thank you, Lord, for thinking about me. I'm alive and doing fine. Woo! Sign, sign, everywhere a sign, blocking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that, can't you read the sign? Everywhere a sign.
How about that? The LP version.
You know what? I love that song. That's like my favorite.
Really?
Yes, it is. It is one of my favorites. I like that song.
Yeah, and it was covered not too long ago by somebody, and I can't think of who off the top of my head. Somebody out there knows.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're playing Canadian rock this time on Rock and Roll 101. That's Marie. I'm Daniel, and we now head back over to Montreal. This is a one-of-a-kind master tape we're about to hear. The song is As the Years Go By Mash McCann.
Okay.
And one of the nice things about when they went to the CD format, and I've talked about this before, where record labels were digging into their archives to kind of see what they had.
Yeah.
Well, they discovered the original master tape for this single, and they discovered this really cool organ introduction that was edited from the original 45.
Ah.
So when they put this series of hits and misses together, I'm talking about Columbia, Epic, Sony people, back in the early 90s, they just put the whole take on. And so we're going to share it and let you all hear it. This is from, it would be fall 1970, Mash McCann on Rock and Roll 101.
some wicked organ stuff.
You like
Love
that?
Yeah.
From the One and Done file, Mash McCann.
All right.
Now, a couple members of that band, Brian Greenaway and Jerry Mercer from Mash McCann, they later, about a couple years later, hooked up with singer Miles Goodwin and some fellow musician friends, and this all happened in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and then they moved back to Montreal, a little bit better to get the career going, and they put together this band called April Wine. Now the name comes from the fact that they just thought that the two words sounded together really cool.
Yeah.
No, that's
Nothing
all,
else.
Nothing else. It works. Well, so does the tunes. And their first big hit for the guys, this came out when I was in high school. It Could Have Been a Lady. April Wine on Rock and Roll 101.
You know, that sound could almost fall like in the Southern rock
Sure.
category.
Oh yeah, you can hear the influences there.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And we were talking too while the song was going on. April Wine, long string of LP and chart success both in Canada, the U.S. and worldwide. Really, they still tour occasionally.
Do they?
Yeah,
they're all still together.
Well, most of them now. A couple of members of one of them I know for sure has passed away, but and one is retired. He decided that 70 was as old as you needed to be to rock. So and that's Jerry Mercer. He just retired.
Yeah.
And but Miles Goodwin, Brian Greenaway, they have a current edition of April Wine put together and touring and
Right
keep an
on.
eye. Keep
Good
an eye
for them.
out.
Good for them. Keeps them young.
You bet. Now, Steppenwolf, they're credited as being an LA band, but really they're from Canada.
Oh.
And 1966, they had their first record deal. It was with Columbia, but not with that name. They were called The Sparrow.
Oh, really?
And you're going to hear John Kay and The Sparrow, circa 1966, as a blues band playing Good Morning Little Schoolgirl. Check this out.
Morning, little schoolgirl, can I come home with you? Tell your mama and papa I'm a little schoolboy too. Baby, I love you this morning, I can't help myself. Come on now, pretty baby, I don't want no one else. A good morning, little schoolgirl. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, wee. Now I'm gonna meet you, babe. Meet you by the schoolyard gate. Tell your mama and papa you won't be home till late. A good morning, little schoolgirl, won't you come home with me? Hey, you know I'm gonna please you, babe. You just wait and see. A good morning, little schoolgirl. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, Now I'm gonna buy me an airplane, fly all over your town. Tell everybody, baby, Lord knows you're fine. Good morning, little schoolgirl, I can't help myself. You're so young and pretty, I don't want no one else. A good morning, little schoolgirl, can I come home with you?
Kind of bluesy.
Yeah, very bluesy. Even for 1966,
Wow.
the folks at Columbia didn't quite know what to do with that. But,
Yeah.
but when they, again, they kind of overhauled their sound a little bit by 1967, 68, and switched record labels. And what really got them going as Steppenwolf, of course, was the inclusion of Born to Be Wild in the movie Easy Rider.
Oh.
But anyway, wanted to give a shout out to Steppenwolf, and I thought that'd be a good way to do it. Now we go out to the mountains of Alberta, Fort McLeod in particular. That's where Joni Mitchell grew up, and
I like her.
oh yeah, and here's an example. Now how
A
do you
folk
pick,
singer, right?
Well, folk rock, very interesting, very eclectic, really, and sometimes just downright bluesy. Her music would touch all bases.
Really?
Mhm.
She wrote her own stuff too.
Yes,
Yeah.
she did. In fact, she wrote songs like "Big Yellow Taxi."
Right.
And
So did she write stuff for other people, or just basically her?
Mostly for
herself?
herself, but others have covered her work as well. And so the dilemma for me as the host and the producer here is, how do you pick one?
Right.
I remembered a song from 1973 that just really rocked.
Yeah.
And it's called "Raised on Robbery."
He was sitting in the lounge of the Empire Hotel. He was drinking for diversion. He was thinking for himself. A little money riding on the maple leaves. Along comes a lady in lacy sleeves. She says, "Let me sit down. You know, drinking alone's a shame. It's a shame. It's a crying shame. Look at those jokers glued to that damn hockey game. Hey, honey, you got lots of cash. Bring us down the bar and we'll have some laughs. Here's what I'm drinking. I was raised on I'm a pretty good cook, sitting on my groceries. Come up to my kitchen, I'll show you my best recipe. I try, but I can't save a cent. I'm up after midnight cooking, trying to make my rent. I'm rough, but I'm pleasing. I was raised on robbery. We had a little money once, they were pushing through a four-lane highway. Government gave us $3,000, you should have seen it fly away. First he bought a '57 Biscayne, he put it in the ditch. He dropped up all the rest, that son of a bitch. His blood's bad whiskey, I was raised on robbery. You know you ain't bad looking. I like the way you hold your dreams. Come home with me, honey. I ain't asking for no fool like me. Hey, where you going? Don't go yet. Your glass ain't empty and we just met. Don't mean when you're loaded. I was raised on robbery.
Very cool.
Joni Mitchell on Rock and Roll 101, and she wasn't, of course, the only female up there making noise. Anne Murray emerged out of Nova Scotia, and we're going to hear Anne covering Gordon Lightfoot. This is Cotton Jenny.
Wow.
There's a house on a hill by a worn-down, withered old mill, and a valley below where the river winds. There's no such thing as bad times, and a soft southern flame. Oh, Cotton Jenny's her name, and she wakes him up when the sun goes down. And the wheel of love goes round, wheels of love go round. Love go round, love go round. Joyful sound. He ain't
Coming to you from my 45 RPM collection.
Wow, that's awesome. You know what, Anne Murray, she has such a beautiful, smooth voice, and you forget how good she is. But you know, her voice reminds me of a lot like Karen Carpenter.
Yeah,
how it's got that deep, kind of smooth, just melodic voice. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, and it makes it sound so effortless.
Right, but it really is difficult. If you try to sing Anne Murray or Karen Carpenter, I'm sorry.
Oh
but
yeah.
You got to hit it just right.
Yeah, I mean, that's my point. They make it look easy.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that Gordon Lightfoot wrote that song, and of course, for Gordon Lightfoot, now, of course, you know, if you could read my mind, Sundown, Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and many others.
Right.
The Circle is Small. A Day Like Katie is a personal favorite, but I chose this one because he wrote the song about Carefree Highway in Arizona.
Oh, no kidding.
This is a follow-up to Sundown, came out in the summer of 1974, and Gordon had seen the road sign. He and just sort of tucked that away in his mind, and he wrote a song about Carefree Highway, but never really spent a lot of time on it.
I was going to say, well, did he ever come out and visit in Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
okay.
just happened to see the sign and thought that would make a good song.
Right.
You decide.
Okay.
Picking up the pieces of my sweet shattered dream, I wonder how the old folks are tonight. Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me not knowing what to do. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Turning back the pages to the times I love best, I wonder if she'll ever do the same. Now the thing that I call living is just being satisfied with knowing I got no one left to blame. Carefree highway, I got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Searching through the fragments of my dream-shattered sleep, I wonder if the years have closed her mind. I guess it must be wanderlust or trying to get free from the good old faithful feeling we once knew. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen the better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, I got to see you, my old flame. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you.
That is Gordon Lightfoot. And
Great stuff.
Yeah. This is Rock and Roll 101 on KQCK Live, Queen Creek, Arizona. With Marie, I'm Daniel. We're so glad to have you with on this Mother's Day. And again, a happy Mother's Day to
Beautiful
all the
weather.
moms out there.
Yeah, it's been really nice today. It's like 73 degrees outside. If we could have weather like this,
it'd be
I
awesome.
mean, this would be like heaven on earth, you know?
Unfortunately, we know what's coming.
I know.
Get
true.
Get the suntan oil.
Yeah.
Even for indoors.
Sunblock.
Okay, it's Canadian rock this time around, if you haven't figured it out yet. And now we go to Toronto, a one-hit wonder from Ontario, Grant Smith and the Power. And this was a brass-driven band that, kind of picking up that Buckingham's American Breed type of sound that you were getting out of Chicago. Well, they were doing this in Toronto.
Okay.
And they're covering the Spencer Davis Group's Keep On Running.
Ooh.
Check this out. And if you happen to have an original copy of the 45 on the Boo record label, serious.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll say E.G. Smith and the Power. But anyway, you slice it. Great recording out of Toronto. Now we head back up to Montreal, Marie.
Okay.
And Andy Kim. And you may remember probably from the 70s, he had a comeback hit, Rock Me Gently.
Yes, I do.
Well, in the late 60s, he hooked up with producer Jeff Barry, who dusted off some collaborations that he had hits with, along with Phil Spector.
Oh.
And so he decided to make a little more money off those things and routed him Andy Kim's direction. Here's one of the more successful, Top 5, 1968. Andy Kim on Rock and Roll 101.
Have I ever
And he co-wrote Sugar Sugar.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did. Talk about a lucrative side project.
Yeah, no kidding. I like that one.
Andy Kim, a cover of the Ronettes original.
Good looking guy, too.
Yeah. You know, I wouldn't notice that sort of thing. But
he was.
You noticed that. So did, I tell you what, he was in all the teen magazines.
I know, I remember, yeah.
You betcha. Now we've been neglecting the West Coast. Now let's head out to Vancouver.
Okay.
This is Doug and the Slugs, and their big LP back in the early 80s was Cognac and Bologna.
They come out with some good names.
Yes, they did, and this is one of my favorite singles of theirs. This is Doug and the Slugs. Around, let's see, this would be what, 1984? Love Shines. Lead singer Doug Bennett passed away in 2004, but left a nice legacy of music as a frontman for Doug and the Slugs. And late 70s, early 80s, they were all you needed for a good time.
Wow.
Now, we stay in Vancouver. Who says Canadian rock didn't have a little soul, okay? This is Donnie Gerard and Skylark.
She's faced the hardest times you could imagine, and many times her eyes fought back the tears. And when her youthful world was about to fall in, each time her slender shoulders bore the weight of all her fears, and a sorrow no one hears still rings in midnight silence in her ears. Let her cry, for she's a lady. Let her dream, for she's a child. Let the rain fall down upon her. She's a free and gentle flower growing wild. And if by chance I should hold her, let me hold her for a time. But if allowed just one possession, I would pick her from the garden to be mine. Be careful how you touch her, for she'll awaken, and sleep's the only freedom that she knows. And when you walk into her eyes, you won't believe the way she's always paying for a debt she never owes, and a silent wind still blows that only she can hear, and so she goes. Let her cry, for she's a lady. Let her dream, for she's a child. Let the rain fall down upon her. She's a free and gentle flower growing wild. Let her cry, for she's a lady. She's a lady. Let her dream, for she's a child. Let the rain fall down upon her. She's a free and gentle flower growing wild. She's a flower growing wild.
From Vancouver,
Wow.
Skylark and
Had no-
Wildflower.
Had no idea. I
You
thought that
didn't,
was
did
an
you?
LA band.
No, fooled you.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that. A couple more before we get to our break. We got some fun stuff coming up in the second segment. It'll be a shorter segment, but we lost George Jones.
Yeah.
We'll hear him in the cover of the week.
Okay.
With we'll have his version of The Race Is On plus Jack Jones' cover.
Okay.
They're not related, by the way.
Oh.
Then we've got a three triple play from the Bobby Fuller 4 without I Fought the Law. And then we have This Week in Rock History and the top hits from this weekend in 1972.
Okay.
That's all coming up. But first, let's head back out to Toronto. 12-piece band led by the vocals of Bob McBride. Lighthouse, One Fine Morning.
One fine morning, girl, I'll wake up, wipe the sleep from my eyes, go outside and feel the sunshine. Then I know I'll realize that as long as you love me, girl, we'll fly. And on that morning when I wake up, I'll see your face inside a cloud, see you smile inside a window, hear your voice inside a crowd, calling, come with me, baby, and we'll fly. And on that morning when I wake up, we'll go outside and live our dreams. I'll buy you candies made of stardust and little dolls dressed up in moonbeams. And everywhere we go we'll laugh and sing. I'll kiss you morning, noon and night. And all the universe will smile on us, 'cause they know that our love is finally right.
Lighthouse.
Nice ending.
Had a couple of big hits and about a half a dozen bigger hits up north. Good to have them included. I mentioned this was a tough show to put together because of who had to leave out. For example, Edward Bear. We haven't heard from them, and we only have so much time here.
Right.
So we're going to give you a couple more. Here's Steel River, and by the way, lest I forget, along that thought, Ian and Sylvia, who are legends in Canada in folk rock, we'll hear them after Chuck Berry when the show ends.
Oh, okay.
Had to squeeze them in somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
We go back to Toronto. Steel River is the name of the band, and I always liked these guys. Never figured out why they didn't catch on better here, but it's just one of those things. But this is one of they had like 3 huge Canadian hits. This is one of them, 10-Pound Note.
More or less, either way it's true. It's come to this,
fall down. A look will set me free. Well, once in a while, I'll pick up a smile and cry for what I've done. But I'll need some time, and I'll need my mind to find the brightest sun. Baby, like a 10-pound note. Oh, baby, like a 10-pound note. Weighing heavy like a 10-pound note. Oh, you still be in my song. Still be in my song.
Steel River on Rock and Roll 101. Well, we're going to wrap up our look at Canadian rock with Bill Amesbury. This is the first single released on Neil Bogart's Casablanca record label, 1974.
Okay.
Virginia, Touch Me Like You Do.
Hey, Virginia, I know it'll come all right when I look into your eyes. It's something in you, doing it to me. My knees start to shake, my hands start to perspirate. And every time you say wait, Lord, I think my belt will break. Virginia, touch me like you do, touch me like you do, 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 like you do. Oh, babe, believe me, the only time I fall apart is when I hear you make those sounds. Don't ever leave me. When you're around my feet, hesitate, my voice starts to reverberate. When I finally get a chance, you always want to get up and dance. Virginia, touch me like you do, touch me like you do, 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 like you do. Oh, touch me like you do, touch me like you do, 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 like you do. Hey, Virginia, now I know it'll come all right when I look into those eyes. It's something in you, oh, but it ain't me. My voice starts to break, my feet starts to perspirate. Every time you say, my whole body starts to shake. Virginia, touch me like you do, touch me like you do, 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 like you do.
Bill Amesbury, who about a little less than 10 years after that came out, at some point in the 80s, went to the hospital, reemerged as Ms. Amesbury, Barbara.
Wow, amazing. And
Yeah.
doesn't sing anymore.
Doesn't sing anymore. Still hanging out in her home area, Kirkland Lake, Ontario. She and her significant other are patrons of the arts there.
Ah.
That's what they do.
Well,
hey,
there
we've
you
got
go.
Ardeen Taylor from Windsor, Ontario, who was a staff songwriter at Motown. Now, you remember Love Child?
Yes.
By the Supremes? Well,
Yes.
he had a hand in that.
Oh.
And
okay.
he also had some solo hits in the early, well, actually 1970, 71. Well, here's the biggest one, Indiana Wants Me.
Lord, I Can't Go Back There?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no kidding.
And the band and the band goes up on Cripple Creek. That's during the break, and The Race Is On is our cover of the week. And that's all
Okay.
coming up in just, right now
All
on
right.
Rock and Roll 101 at
Sounds-
KQCK.
Well, we're going to a commercial break right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll be hearing
Any
that.
shout-outs? As long as we're...
Well, gee, let me see. You caught me off guard. I'm gonna have to
Okay.
think about that.
Well, you think about that. We'll go to the commercial break, and
we'll be back.
Yes.
Hi, this is Steve with Varela's Plumbing. We're here for your residential, commercial plumbing needs. Remember, when something comes up or nothing goes down, we're at your disposal. Call us at 480-217-8264. We're licensed, bonded, and insured. That's Varela's Plumbing.
That's right, Varela's Plumbing, Inc., servicing Queen Creek, East Valley, and Phoenix area.
When something comes up or nothing goes down, we're at your disposal. That's 480-217-8264.
Once again, that number is 480-217-8264.
Indiana wants me, Lord, I can't go back there. Indiana wants me, Lord, I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. If a man ever needed dying, he did. No one had the right to say what he said about you. And it's so cold and lonely here without you. Out there the laws are coming, I'm scared and so tired of running. Indiana wants me, Lord, I can't go back there. Indiana wants me, Lord, I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. Hurts to see the man that I've become, and to know I'll never see the morning sunshine on the land. I'll never see your smiling face or touch your hand. If just once more I could see you, our home, and our little baby. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. I hope this letter finds its way to you. Forgive me, love, for the shame I put you through and all the tears. Hang on, love, to the memories of those happy years. Red lights are flashing around me. Yeah, love, it looks like they found me. Indiana wants me, Lord, I can't go back there. Indiana wants me, Lord, I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. Indiana wants me, but I can't go back there. Indiana wants me. Give yourself up. You are surrounded.
More music 24 hours a day.
When I get off of this mountain, you know where I wanna go. Straight down the Mississippi River to the Gulf of Mexico, to Lake Charles, Louisiana, little Bessie girl I once knew. And she told me just to come on by if there's anything that she could do. Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard stream if I ever did see one. Good luck had just stung me. To the racetrack I did go. She bet on one horse to win, and I bet on another to show. The odds were in my favor. I had 'em 5-1. And that nag to win came around the track. Sure enough, we had won. Up on Cripple Creek, and she sends me if I spring a leak. And she mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. I took up all of my winnings, and I gave my little Bessie half. And she tore it up and threw it in my face, just for a laugh. Now there's one thing in the whole wide world I sure would like to see. That's when that little love of mine dips a donut in my teeth. Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. Me and my mate were back at the shack. We had Spike Jones on the box. She said I can't take the way he sang, but I love to hear him talk. Now that just gave my heart a throb to the bottom of my feet. And I swore as I took another pull, my Bessie can't be beat. Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. No, no, Lord, 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 there's a flood out in California, and up north is freezing cold. And this living off the road is getting pretty old. So I guess I'll call up my big mama, tell her I'll be rolling in. But you know deep down, I'm kinda tempted to go and see my Bessie again. Up on Cripple Creek, she sends me if I spring a leak. She mends me, I don't have to speak. She defends me, a drunkard's dream if I ever did see one. No, no, Lord, Lord, Lord,
the one, the only, the band up on Cripple Creek. As you're listening to Rock and Roll 101 on KQCK, we're in a home stretch here, and I'm going to let Marie finish chewing. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Mama's Pizzeria. It's in the Safeway Plaza there, in the Anthem part of Florence. And if you want great New Jersey style pizza, and they hand toss the crust and the whole bit, family recipe for the sauce, and et cetera, et cetera. They have terrific Italian dishes, and the pizza is outstanding.
Right
and,
on.
And if you just want a good cheeseburger, and I've had that there as well.
Really?
Yes. So if you get a chance, stop in, check it out, and it's all priced reasonably, and they'd love to see it. Mama's Pizzeria
That's
in the
great.
in the Safeway. In fact, they're just a couple doors down from the Safeway itself.
Right.
And that's in the Anthem part of Florence along
Okay.
Hunt Highway.
Yes. Very good.
And
Okay.
and what you got over
Well,
there?
being that it's, Mama's Day, you were talking about Mama's Kitchen there.
Yeah.
Mama's Pizzeria. My daughter, as I was making my way out the door, she says, Mama, please don't forget to give me a shout out, okay? So, yes, I want to give a shout out to my daughter, Felina, that has her very own little duct tape business. It's called Stick with Felina. So if you are a YouTuber, go on to YouTube and type in Stick with Felina, and you can see all her little products that she made. She makes actually out of duct tape everything from wallets to pens to what have you. But I'll tell you what, she made me, and I should have brought it in so everybody could see. She made this beautiful bouquet out of duct tape. And different flowers, and it says, Happy Mother's Day, Mom, I love you, and it's just very special. So much better than I love live flowers.
Oh,
I
sure,
can't.
but how do you top that?
No, you can't. That's something that I'll put on my desk and keep forever. So
Absolutely.
thank you, Felina, and I love you, honey. And don't forget, check it out. Stick with Felina on YouTube.
Yes, but wait till the show's done.
That's right.
Okay, time for the cover of the week. And
all right.
We lost George Jones a couple weeks ago, and if there was anybody who just personified country music, it was George Jones.
Right.
Some of his stuff crossed over, and this is one of those. The Race Is On. Terrific recording. He put his version out in January 1965. It charted in the lower regions and then just sort of disappeared. Well, then crooner Jack Jones brought it back a month later and took it to the top 20. And they're not related, by the way.
Okay.
This is the same Jack Jones who sang the theme to The Love Boat.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And he had his share of adult contemporary and pop hits back in the 60s, 70s. And so we'll let you decide which version you like better. George Jones's original or Jack Jones's cover. The Race Is On is the Rock and Roll 101 cover of the week.
I feel tears welling up cold and deep inside like my heart's from a big break. And the stab of loneliness short and painful that I may never shake. You might say that I was taking it hard when she wrote me off with a call. But don't you wager that'll hide the sorrow when I'm a brick right down and bald. Well, the race is on and here comes pride at the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love scratched for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. One day I adventured in love, never once suspecting what the final result would be. I lived in fear, waking up each morning thinking that you'd gone from me. Aching in vain in my heart for the day was the one I hated to face. Somebody new came up to win her. I came out in second place. So now the race is on and here comes pride at the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love scratched for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all.
I feel tears welling up from deep inside like my heart's gonna break. And the stab of loneliness sharp and painful that I may never shake. You might say that I was taking it hard since you gave me the final goodbye. But don't you wager that I'll hide my sorrow when I may break right down and cry. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love scraps for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. One day I ventured in love, never once suspecting what the final results would be. How I lived in fear, waking up each morning and finding that you've gone from me. There's aching and pain in my heart for the name of the one that I'll never replace. Somebody new came up to win her, and I came out in second place. Now the race is on and here comes pride up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. They're trying not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love scraps for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all.
The race is on. Top 20 for Jack Jones, and that was a huge, I think it was a country #1 for George.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
I like George.
Yeah, I like George's version a little better just because I think
Yeah.
when you write it yourself, you just have a little bit better feel for it.
Right.
Nothing against Jack Jones's version.
No, he
that
did
could have
a
been
good
a real disaster.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. I mean, it's a very respectable version, but I give the edge to old George on that.
Right.
one. Now we go. Here's a three-peat from the Bobby Fuller 4 without "I Fought the Law" and the Law won. Now, before "I Fought the Law," the Bobby Fuller 4, who they came from Texas originally, and so they were big fans of Buddy Holly, Crickets, and all of that, and they emigrated to Los Angeles, and about a year and a half before "I Fought the Law," they were hot stuff in the LA club scene. And they were already getting television play, like on shows like Chivalry and Hollywood A Go-Go and stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
And the first song we're going to hear, this is a song that was the follow-up to "I Fought the Law," and then we'll hear two of their, I think, underrated gems from 1965.
Okay.
And we're going to, first up, this is an actual Buddy Holly song, "Love's Made a Fool of You."
You know love makes a fool of you. You do anything that it wants you to. Love can make you feel so good when it goes like you think it should. Heart can make you cry at night when your baby don't treat you right. When you're feeling sad and blue, you know love's made a fool of you. You know love's made a fool of you. You know love makes a fool of men, but you don't care, you're gonna try again. Time goes by, it's passing fast. You think your lover has come at last. By and by, you're gonna find crazy loving hasn't made you blind. When you're feeling sad and blue, you know love's made a fool of you. You know love's made a fool of you. Love can make you feel so good when it goes like you think it should. Art can make you cry at night when your baby don't treat you right. When you're feeling sad and blue, you know love's made a fool of you. You know love's made a fool of you.
The Bobby Fuller 4, first of 3 in a row from those guys, and from 1965, Actually, it was in August of '65. This is a terrific record. How this didn't break nationally, I'll never know. You listen, you figure it out. Maybe you've got the answer for me.
Okay.
This is Let Her Dance. Let Her Dance,
All
Bobby
right.
Fuller 4. And Before I Fought the Law, this was a single that came in between the one you just heard and the one that became their biggest hit. This is Never to Be Forgotten, Bobby Fuller 4.
Second
can only wonder what would have happened if Bobby Fuller had lived. And yeah, it's one of the great unsolved cases in the LAPD file. And,
Really?
Yeah, and just a dang shame. A very talented young man. That's 3 from the Bobby Fuller 4 that you don't always hear.
No, you don't.
But you do on Rock and Roll 101. Hey, time for This Weekend in Rock History on Rock and Roll 101, which you are hearing on KQCK Live, Queen Creek, Arizona. On the birthday list this weekend, Donovan turned 67. Graham Gouldman from the Mindbenders, 10cc, ace songwriter for stuff like Bus Stop for the Hollies, for example, and Heart Full of Soul for the Yardbirds. He turned 67. Dave Mason from Traffic, 66. Eric Burden of the Animals and War, 72.
Wow.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, that is.
Steve Winwood from the Spencer Davis Group, Traffic, Blind Faith, and whatever other project he's been involved with. Stevie Winwood is 65.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Ian McLaughlin from the Small Faces, their keyboard man, 68. And let's see, 1963 this weekend, Bob Dylan walked out of rehearsals for the Ed Sullivan Show. And this was after he learned he wouldn't be allowed to play Talking John Birch Society Blues. They didn't want him to play it, and Bob walked. That's simple. The Beatles began a 30-week run at the top of the British album charts with their debut LP, Please Please Me. Okay. 1969, The Turtles, one of my favorite bands. They perform at the White House at the behest of first fan Tricia Nixon.
Wow.
Yeah,
very cool.
they were her favorite band. Now, you'll like this. Their electronic guitar tuning device, which most every band has.
Okay.
The Secret Service mistook this as a bomb.
No.
Once they were satisfied that it was in fact to tune guitars, all was good. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but stories have circulated ever since the gig that the Turtles reportedly snorted coke on Abraham Lincoln's desk.
Oh gosh.
Now, again, disclaimer: I don't know that we have this documented as truth, but makes for a wonderful story.
I guess so.
Yeah. 1974, all 4 members of Led Zeppelin attend an Elvis Presley concert at the Forum in Los Angeles. And the gig got off to a little bit of a shaky start, so Elvis stops the band. He says, "Look, wait a minute. We've got Led Zeppelin out there. Let's try to look like we know what we're doing." I rather think they did.
Yeah.
Now, in Rolling Stones news, the Stones were busy this weekend in rock history. 1964, they were on a UK tour, and they were refused service at a hotel restaurant in Bristol because they were not wearing jackets and ties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the Daily Express runs a headline in the paper the next day that reads, "Rolling Stones gather no lunch." 1967, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards appear at Crown Court in Sussex on drug charges. They plead not guilty, forced the issue to try and get a trial, and they were both eventually granted £100 bail.
Wow.
They apparently there was something not quite right there, and they knew it. 1968, Brian Jones makes his final live appearance with the Stones at the New Musical Express Poll Winners concert in Wembley. New Musical Express was one of the music trade papers over there. Still is. And it was around this time, Stones were about, they'd be about, 3 weeks away from releasing Jumpin' Jack Flash. And the song She's a Rainbow was just falling off the charts. So we're going to play She's a Rainbow. And on this song, John Paul Jones of Led Zeppelin arranges the strings. You have Nicky Hopkins on piano. And this is kind of a departure for A-sides as far as the Rolling Stones. From their Satanic Majesty's Request, I believe the name of the album.
Okay.
Rolling Stones on Rock and Roll 101.
her dressed in blue. See the sky in front of you, and her face is like a sail, speck of white, so fair and pale. Have you seen a lady fair? She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Everywhere. She comes in colors. Have you seen her all in gold? Like a queen in days of old. She shoots colors all around, like the sunset going down. Have you seen a lady fair? She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in she's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in
It's never too soon to tune the instruments, I say. She's a Rainbow, Rolling Stones, early 1968. Hey, let's take a look at the top 3 hits in the land from this weekend in 1972. And it's a pretty good dose of good old-fashioned soul here.
Ah, right on. That's what was happening back then.
It was. Yeah. And at number 3, the Shy-Lights and their classic Old Girl.
Be in trouble if you left me now, 'cause I don't know where to look for love. I just don't know how. Oh,
Number 3 song for the week of May 13th, 1972, The Shy-Lights and Old Girl. And at number 2, Joe Tex. We'll wait for
Marie
Joe.
here for
That's
Wanna
want to
Sing. Are
sing.
you looking
That's
for
all right.
professional
We can
DJ
talk
or
about it
karaoke
after.
services?
Sure.
Sorry about that.
Joe can wait.
No, here goes Joe right here. Huh?
You thought you got away from me, didn't you? You thought I didn't see you now, didn't you? You tried to sneak by me now, didn't you? You thought you been slick now, didn't you? Now give me what you promised me. Give it here. Come on. Good God. You promised me the day that you quit your boyfriend, I'd be the next one to ease on in. You promised me it would be just us two, yeah. And I'd be the only man kissing on you, yeah. Now kiss me, hold it a long time, hold it. Don't turn it loose, now hold it. A little bit longer, now hold it. Come on, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Now ease up on me, now get back right. God, it goes all right, Joe. You made me a promise and you're gonna stick to it. You shouldn't have promised if you wasn't gonna do it. You saw me and land in another direction. I'll teach you to play with my affection. Now give it here. You never should have promised to me. Give it here. Don't hold back. Now give it here. Don't say nothing. Just give it here. Come on. Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Give it here. Give it to me now. Good God. I got you. Never should have promised to me. Got you. You never should have promised to me. Got you. Give it on here. I got you. You thought you got away from me, didn't you? Good God, I got you. I got you. Give it on up. I got you. Give it on here. I got you. You try to sneak by me now, didn't you? I got you. Oh, I got you.
That's Joe Tex with the number 2 song in the land. Let's see, that was what, 41 years ago.
And so the inspiration for oh gosh, what was his name? Cheech and Chong.
Yes.
From that the movie when he's bouncing around in the pink tutu.
Yes. An image I wasn't prepared for.
Sorry
today.
about that.
That's quite all right.
You know what I'm talking about.
I
Up
do.
in smoke.
Yeah. At number 1 on this weekend in 1972, she started out as a music teacher in Washington, D.C.
Really?
And got talked into saying, well, they heard her sing and said, you need to be doing this for money.
Right.
And she did, and hasn't looked back. Roberta Flack.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and the stars were the gifts you gave to the dark and the endless skies. love. I felt the earth move in my hand, like the trembling heart of a captive bird that was there at my command, my love. And the first time ever I lay with you, I felt your heart so close to mine, and I knew our joy would fill the earth and last till the end of time, my love. The first time ever I saw your face, your face, your face, your
Roberta Flack, and yes, that is the song from the Clint Eastwood flick Play Misty for Me.
Wow, scary. You know,
Yes.
that had to be like the #1 wedding tune back in the day, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, that movie, Play Misty for Me, if you've worked in the business, you don't want to see it more than once.
Right.
And Clint had the right idea when he put that thing together.
Yeah.
That's, and no, it's not an exaggeration. They're out there.
Right.
Okay. Well, let's get Chuck Berry rolling here, and we're just about done. Hey, Marie, thanks again. Always fun to come in and do the big show. And,
Yeah.
Again, our chart data that you hear referenced, courtesy of Billboard and Record Research Incorporated out of Wisconsin. And our next show is in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
One-hit wonders of the 1970s.
Right on.
Okay.
I like that stuff.
Yes, and we've got a whole hour full, and we got a fistful of from the Outsiders. If you thought that Time Won't Let Me was all there was to that band, you're wrong.
Really?
Yes.
I like that song as well.
And we'll hear it. Also, top hits. We're going to play the top 4 from the weekend of May 16th, 1981.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
It is, and
Yeah.
it's quite a collection.
Okay.
So that's what we have to look forward to in a couple of weeks. So mark your calendar, or write it on your palm of your hand, or whatever it is you need to do. Hey, before we go, got one more tune from the Canadian portion of our show.
You didn't get to throw that in there?
Didn't get to throw it in, so we'll leave you with Ian and Sylvia. This is a classic folk rock song from Canada. It's called Four Strong Winds.
Okay. And everybody from Canada knows
They
this one.
know this
It's like
song.
an anthem song for
Pretty
Canadians.
Pretty close to it. There are those who feel it should be the national anthem.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Ian and Sylvia, we leave you with. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be back in a couple of weeks.
All right. We'll see you then. Good night. And thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. Good night.